Will SSSniperWolf lose her channel? That's the question everyone's asking. And whether or not she loses her channel is not dependent on YouTube, who has made their position clear and is not wavering from it. YouTube is on her side. This question is dependent on her lawsuit with her husband, Evan Young, because the better question for us to ask is, does Alia Shelesh even own the SSSniperWolf channel? And that is what we will be focused on in this video as we dive into Shelesh's lawsuit with her husband, who is claiming that he actually owns the channel, and that it was his idea to start SSSniperWolf, and that she's more like a paid actress who reads scripted lines that he has written. What will happen to the channel, and could Shelesh lose control of the channel that makes her and her husband somewhere from $20 to $30 million a year? As a creator, you have to consider many things with your channel, and one pivotal question is this: how do you protect your channel so that you do not lose control of it? Because if you're starting your channel with a partner or a best friend or a spouse, what happens when you have a falling out and you want to end the relationship? And this extends to employees you hire on a full-time or contract basis. Are you accidentally giving them ownership of your IP or your videos, the revenue, or your channel? For those of you who are new here, welcome. I am Tyler Chou, the creator's attorney, whose life's mission is to protect all creators. My love for my fellow creators is so deep that I left Hollywood behind after working there for 15 years at companies like Disney, Skydance, and BuzzFeed. I made my pivot because very few traditional entertainment attorneys are protecting creators, and that's a problem because so many creators are out here winging it on their own, signing agreements they shouldn't be signing in the first place. Stay tuned till the end as I announce a giveaway to celebrate my channel hitting 30,000 subs in under a year. I am really grateful to your support. So at this point, most of us know about the doxing drama surrounding SSSniperWolf and JacksFilms. So let's bring us to the current moment and give a quick recap for those of you who might not know what happened. On October 14th, Shelesh showed up at the house of a fellow YouTuber, Jack of JacksFilms, and decided very deliberately to live stream the front of Jack's house to her 5 million Instagram followers. And let's be clear, the intent was not a pure one. She showed up after 10 p.m. wanting to talk like adults with somebody who she's not happy with. You can see from her video that she is waiting outside with her friend and talking about the delivery that is outside Jack's door and how he should be coming out any minute now.
He has food outside, so he should be out any minute now to pick it up.
It is sort of terrifying. You can see Jack as he's in his live stream being told that she's outside his house, and he is shook.
She's outside her house.
Fucking record this right now.
She's fucking doxing you.
And rightly so. Imagine someone showing up at your house at night who has over 33 million subscribers on YouTube, and she's goading her fans on Twitter to find his house. Is she weaponizing her fans? Now, many would consider this doxing, and as an attorney, I would agree and believe the elements for doxing are likely met here. But that is up for the police and the DA's office to decide. But there are more likely civil claims for harassment, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and maybe even stalking. Now, I'm not giving any legal advice here, and due to some recent developments which caused this video to be delayed, I cannot say too much about the events now, but suffice to say, Shelesh most likely broke some laws here and could potentially be found liable in both criminal and civil proceedings. And YouTube's response to temporarily demonetizing her channel has caused quite the outrage from YouTube creators and viewers. YouTube's first response hinted that they were displeased with both Jack and her. Let's remember, Jack didn't do anything wrong here. He didn't show up at her house and live stream her house to his audience. If you missed my first videos where I cover the situations and details more deeply, click the link below. And YouTube did release a second response saying that Shelesh's second channels were also demonetized when she tried to bypass the demonetization of her main channel by uploading her new videos onto her secondary channel. Now, some of you might wonder the extent of this so-called feud between JacksFilms and Shelesh, and the facts are not in dispute. Shelesh's reaction channel takes popular videos from TikTok, some would claim steals them, and reacts to them without 1, crediting the original creators, and 2, not transforming them, which is an element of the fair use doctrine, which allows a limited use of copyright material without having to first acquire permission from the copyright holder. And yes, your videos on YouTube and other platforms are automatically copyrighted without having to file a copyright with the US Copyright Office. So Jack decided enough was enough and made a second channel called JJJacksFilms to call out Shelesh for not crediting the creators. And this made him a hero of sorts to creators who are too small or too scared to call out Shelesh, since she is this huge channel with over 30 million subscribers. As JJJacksFilms gained popularity, SSSniperWolf gained a lot of negative publicity, and the comments on her videos quickly became mostly negative and probably caused her a lot of stress. Now, some of you might wonder if maybe Shelesh is covered by the fair use doctrine and might even ask if Jack is protected by the same doctrine. And that determination used by the courts is comprised of 4 elements, and this here is directly from the US Copyright Office. For now, I'm going to focus briefly on the first element of the fair use doctrine because otherwise this would be an hour-long video. Most creators ask me about fair use and what is allowed when making their videos. Can you use clips from other creators or movies or TV shows? And typically yes. If you keep it under 5 seconds, you should be safe. So if you're interested in me making another video around fair use, copyright claims, and copyright strikes, comment fair use below. So the first element is purpose and character of the use, including whether the use is of a commercial nature or for non-profit educational purposes. Courts are more likely to find that non-profit educational and non-commercial uses are fair. Additionally, transformative uses are more likely to be considered fair, which are uses that add something new with a further purpose or different character and do not substitute for the original use of the work. Examples of this often include critiques of a movie by a film critic, reviewing a film or a parody by a comedian or entertainer. Hard to argue that Shelesh's content adds anything new with further purpose or different character when she often just gasps and says, "Wow!" Her videos definitely substitute for the original, as many people simply bypass TikTok altogether and just watch her TikTok compilations, and then the original creators do not get the views or monetization because people can just watch it as Shelesh reacts to them. Jack, on the other hand, takes Shelesh's videos and does 2 important things. 1, he credits the creators.
Zays _ only on TikTok.
And 2, he's clearly making a parody of her videos by calling her out.
Go ahead and add shaky cam. And someone says this is textbook summarizing.
For violating someone else's copyright, where she often simply summarizes a video, which is not transformative at all. So this is the crux of the feud between Shelesh and JacksFilms. And you decide who's in the right here. Either way, no matter who you support, and Shelesh definitely has her fans, no feud online warrants showing up at someone's house in real life and making them afraid. And in his latest video where Jack updates his community about the future of the channel, he says that him and his wife are afraid to leave their home.
Scared to leave our home and strongly considering moving.
That's not okay. So let's focus on the question of the future of the SSSniperWolf channel and the real reason why I think Shelesh showed up at Jack's house, because all the stress was turned to the breaking point. Currently, as of September 2022, she's embroiled in a nasty divorce in Arizona, where she lives with her husband, Evan Young, who claims that he is the mastermind behind their channel and that it was his idea in the first place, and that she's no more than an actor who has not really contributed anything of substance to the channel. He states that he was the one who came up with the idea of her being the first girl gamer, but that what he did was he actually would record himself playing the games and would write out the script for her to say during the gameplay, but she never played the games herself, which has angered a lot of her fans because they love that she was one of the original rare female gamers. So there is a he said, she said situation going on here. Shelesh states that she owns the channel because she is the face and everyone knows her as SSSniperWolf, but there have been plenty of YouTube channels where the channel is owned by someone else, and there are employees who function as the face of the channel. Some examples that come to mind for creators include vidIQ, Sync Media, and channel makers. For general big channels, there are channels like Tasty, which is owned by BuzzFeed, but it has various chefs and hosts, and the owners of BuzzFeed are not the ones appearing in the videos. There's Crash Course, which was founded by John and Hank Green. This educational channel features a variety of hosts who are experts in their field. The Greens brothers, while involved in the channel, are not always the faces of the videos. And then there's Watch Mojo, which is a popular channel known for top 10 lists and pop culture content. The videos are primarily narrated, and the owner of the main operators of the channel do not appear in the videos at all. So how does one determine how to resolve a partnership dispute? Well, typically, for an attorney like myself, the first question I ask is, what does the agreement say? What are the termination terms? What happens if you want to exit a partner from a channel? Remember the Try Guys and the Ned Fallmer exit? Well, they most definitely had a partnership agreement there. And as I started my channel a year ago in my 3-part series about them, they exited Ned where they either fought him out or he is staying a passive partner, but most likely they fought him out because of his actions of sleeping with an employee and cheating on his wife hurt the Try Guys brand and business. Most of the time, the public will never hear about the settlements that happen behind the scenes, but I have been involved in a lot of these high-level executive exit settlements, and because they're confidential, we will most likely not hear the final results. So here, because Young's complaint does not reference a partnership agreement, that means one doesn't exist. When I checked her docket recently, she didn't even have an attorney and was listed as pro per, meaning she was representing herself, which is really crazy considering how much she is potentially worth. Now, as of last week, she does have an attorney in Arizona. A lot of my work with big creator clients involve professionalizing my creator clients so that they have an attorney, which means that the proper agreements are in place to protect their business. So if there's no agreement that allows Evan, Young, and Shelesh to determine how to exit or get rid of the other person, then how does the future of the channel get decided? Well, it goes to court and a judge or jury decides the fate of the channel. And honestly, as a creator, you do not want to put the fate of your channel in the hands of a third party. If you have a partnership agreement beforehand, you get to determine the terms of the exit. If I was drafting the agreement for my creator clients, I would determine who gets how many percentage of the ownership. If there are two people, one should have more than 50% to have the tiebreaker. I would determine how a partner gets exited. Does the remaining partner get bought out when the partner exits? What happens if the channel is going to continue, but the two partners can no longer see eye to eye or agree on decisions? What if one of the partners does not want to be bought out? These are not questions I can answer here because it would really depend on the creators and the fact pattern and what they want. So if you're a creator, and I see a lot of family or couple channels like RV travel ones where I bet they have no agreements in place. And if things go south, they will be in a tight position. So contact me and let me help you with a partner agreement. Or maybe you just have an employee agreement in place. If the channel owner wants to maintain control of the channel but share revenues with her managers or partners. So the two parties here will have to come to an agreement as to what happens to their channel. I believe for the sake of not losing 10 to 20, potentially $30 million of annual revenue, they will come to an agreement where they probably allow Shelesh to keep control of the channel or at least stay as the face of the channel, and the partners would share in the profits 50-50. Now, she might have a hard time with this arrangement because once things have soured between partners, it will really make you upset if you do all the work and your ex just gets 50%. Arizona is a community property state, so it's 50-50 in the absence of a prenup agreement. I know it's not romantic, but I do believe every couple should have a prenup in place. And if you need help negotiating, drafting one, or even suggesting one to your partner, let me help you with that. Really, it comes down to the judge or jury to decide the fate of their channel. And at this point, she might have a better argument why she should get ownership because without her, it's harder for the channel to continue. But honestly, Evan Young could argue that he could hire another beautiful young woman and she could easily replace Shelesh since she isn't very popular with her fans right now. And he could argue that she doesn't have unique skills that are hard to replace. This isn't unlike a TV show where stars are replaced by other stars and the show continues on without a hiccup. But let's assume he agrees to let her keep the channel and let her buy him out. How would that work? How much does she have to pay him? How would you determine what the buyout value would be? So what you would do here is you would bring a third-party expert who would give a valuation to the company's value, which could potentially be in the hundreds of millions of dollars if we're going to be talking about all future earnings of the channel for the next 5 to 10 to 20 years, because most likely the channel will keep growing and the income will skyrocket with time. So let's say someone values their channel at $500 million. How would Shelesh be able to pay him $250 million? I think that's most likely out of the question. And since she probably can't pay him, I bet what will happen is they will stay 50-50 partners and have to deal with each other for the foreseeable future, and will have to share joint custody of their baby, the SSSniperWolf channel. And every big decision will have to be run by the other person who no longer has your best interest in mind. And this is why you want an agreement in place, to be able to look at the contract and say, okay, that didn't work, so here are steps A, B, and C to exit your partner. That was a lot. And as Mark Twain says, sorry for the long letter. If I had more time, it would have been shorter. I think I probably need a script writer or editor because running my law firm, my accidental agency, and COO services company, plus 2 young kids means I sleep really only 3 to 4 hours a night and have no time to edit my scripts. Oh, and yes, growing my YouTube channel is my creative outlet, and I'm so grateful for it for growing so quickly. I'm humbled by your support, and to celebrate, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm going to give one lucky winner this amazing book by Hormozi, the second one in the series. You should read it as a creator, and this teleprompter, which will help you on your creator journey, as well as this Roku stick, which can allow you to watch your YouTube videos on your TV. So fill out the Google form below. And if you're a creator with legal questions around copyright, IP issues, brand deals, growing out your business, and diversifying your revenue stream, book time with me below, because I'm so grateful to be supporting all of my big creator clients. I'm Tyler Chou, the creator's attorney, whose life's mission is to protect all creators. Remember, we're all born perfect, and we forget. See you guys soon.